Hey y'all, it's Leah. I wanted to come on and show you my finished little folio from the One Sheet Wonder from Camelia Crafts. That's part of our swap for May. And so I ended up using a basic gray paper pad or paper pack that I had. It's like from 2013, so it's pretty old. That's just been sitting in my stash. So it did come with some sheet of stickers and some had a little bit of ephemera because it was a class kit from an old creating keepsakes convention, and so I had a few bits and pieces from that. So I just want to show you some of the little tweaks that I made throughout, and some things that I learned as I was doing it. So I went ahead and just used a little piece of lace as a closure because it does just kind of pop up a little bit, so I just thought that looked a little bit neater. So for the front belly band, I went ahead and this was a sticker that was part of the sheet, so I just backed it with piano roll so that I could stick it down and it didn't stick to everything, and I could still use it as a belly band if I wanted. I think if I was going to send this to somebody, I would add like a little note card, you know, that said to you, like who it's from and that kind of stuff, and just kind of tuck that in there. But I wanted to leave it you know, fairly undecorated as far as not adding anything else. I might go in and add just a little bit of glimmer on there just to make it kind of pop. So one thing that I did learn is ink as you go. So whenever you are going to make your cuts, it's really helpful to ink those score lines, and so it really helps you to be able to see where you're cutting. So I know Julie does mention that partway through the video, but I want to give you that advice early on because it does really help. So when we open it up, you'll notice I did do a notch here. I always like, for pockets and things, I like to have a notch on there, and I highly recommend you do this before you glue your paper, because my mom and I were making this together on Zoom, and we both realized at the same time, we're like, we really need notches, and we had already glued things down, so we're both, you know, trying to put our punches in to get it. So it worked out, but learn from me, if you're gonna notch it, do it before you glue it. So when I pull out my little paper pad, one thing that I did a little bit differently is I cut off about an inch of the flap because it was just too big for me. It didn't give enough writing space here. And then I went ahead and just stapled through the whole pack. And then I added a little border across the top to cover the staples there. And then I added a piece here. When my mom did hers, she just used the piece that she cut off from here and put it on back here. And so that is another great idea for that. So pop that back in. So when I pull this out, so I just used, being that I was using a paper pack, I had all the coordinating papers, and because my papers were so uniform, I wanted some different colors and variety with the different papers. So Julie was using Tim Holtz kind of collage paper, so every time she folded and did things, it was different. So I really needed some different things on here, so that's why I ended up pulling out some extra pieces to use for my ephemera. And I wanted it to kind of match and go and coordinate, so not super matchy-matchy, but coordinating. But yeah, so that's what I did. So I just made a little tag there, and then you notice I did do a notch here, but I also have a pull, and so I did another little tag there. I used a lot of piano roll. I love piano roll. I think it's really cool. So I've got another little tag there, and again, it's using just the stickers from the pack. These border stickers work really well on tags, so I added those there, and again did a little notch there, and did a notch here for that pocket, and pull that out. This is that border, another little border, and I just wrapped it all the way around just to give it a little dimension on there. And then that's my big journaling card, again with some of those borders. In the back, I added some piano roll on the back to do for your writing space. I left the back empty, but you really could add, especially if this is going to be kind of a standalone little folio, you could add a pocket here and add another tag or journaling card or something there. So that is it. This is going to be a new monthly swap where we will do some different one sheet wonders. So it's a great way to use up your stash and kind of get a lot of bang for your buck out of, you know, pieces of double-sided cardstock and that kind of stuff that most of us have laying around. So I hope you will join me for this swap and others in the future. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.